Live from the City of Angel, it's Sunday night. Summer's gone, winter's in your eyes. Love this track. Simple Minds, See the Light. Tonight, as we get into the week in cinema, including the live MMT evaluation of Eternity from A24. Also, Zootopia kills it in its opening weekend. The Running Man is losing Paramount its ass. And James Cameron, you're our new hero. Let's do that first here on this Sunday night. I'll probably play this at the end of the show as well, because when it really kicks in, that track just goes hard. From 1991. Right. Typical with what I like musically. You know, you say Simple Minds and you're going to say, Don't Forget Me When I'm Gone. And I'm like, no, See the Lights. That's who I am. Always have been. What interests me are the unobvious things in life, right? I want to find unique, different things. This was a decent hit, but it's not Don't You Forget About Me, right? So let's do it. Let's talk about our number one story here tonight. And you guys know I'm not a huge Avatar fan, like at all, right? I'm not excited to see part 3. In fact, they invited me to see Avatar Fire and Ash tomorrow, and I said I am declining. I don't have any interest in seeing it because it's 3 hours and 17 minutes, and I consider number 2 to be a complete rehash of the first. So what can I expect from 3 other than a rehash of 2, and then, of course, back to 1? So I will see Avatar 3 when it comes out, when it is in theaters, when I can sit on an aisle and I can get up and walk around, because I'm just not going to sit there and be stuck in the middle of a row for 3 hours and 17 minutes sitting through Avatar 3. Now, to show you that I am completely unbiased, and you guys know that, right? I don't need to prove it, but I'll do it again here tonight. Thanks for being here on this Sunday night, the Sunday Evening Spectacular. Let's listen to our cinema champion here tonight. It's James Cameron, the same man whose film I just trashed in Avatar. But when he says things like this, it's very hard for me not to stand up and cheer. This is James Cameron talking about working with Netflix, and let's just let him talk. Here he is.
Theatrical is dead, quote unquote. Theatrical is dead.
You made a movie with David Ellison, Terminator movie. What do you think of him buying Paramount and trying to take over Warner Brothers?
I think he's the best possible choice.
You do?
Absolutely.
Above Netflix, above Comcast?
Oh, Netflix would be a disaster.
You
Sorry,
so?
Ted, but geez, Sarandos has gone on record saying theatrical films are dead.
I don't know if he said that, but he said that it's an outmoded
No,
experience.
It's a quote.
But now he's...
Yes, exactly. Guys, we just talked about this last week. We know that Sarandos is no fan of movie theaters. So point to Cameron here.
Promising theaters if they buy Warner Brothers.
I know, but it's sucker bait.
Yes.
Right? And we'll put the movie out for a week. We'll put it out for 10 days. We'll qualify for Academy Awards consideration. See, I think that's fundamentally rotten at the core.
Amen. I mean, look, more cheering. Let's continue.
The Academy Awards, to me, mean nothing if they don't mean theatrical.
You don't think Netflix should be allowed to compete for Oscars?
They should be allowed to compete if they put the movie out for a meaningful release in 2,000 theaters for a month.
Exactly.
The Academy has recently changed its rules.
What have we, guys, time out. We know James Cameron watches MMT. Like, it's guaranteed. This is all the stuff I have been saying for years now on this channel. This is not by happenstance that it is virtually like me speaking to Matthew Bellany, who apparently now is doing a podcast for The Ringer. Well, anything's better than Sean Fennessy. But look, we said this, and look, Cameron is literally saying the exact same things that we've been preaching here on MMT for years.
So you have to be on 50 screens for Best Picture
Just
consideration.
give me a fucking break. We're going to be on 7,500 screens.
I know.
Okay.
But your movie is on another plane.
Yeah, listen, you know what? This guy is, again, you talk about hellaciously overrated. Before I praise Cameron, can I just trash this dude right here? Do you see how he's an industry shill? He's defending Netflix instead of saying, I totally get it. He keeps going back to, but yours on a different plane, you. So, Matthew, you know, everyone thinks you're so fucking great. Any day of the week, you give me someone to interview, I'm going to do a better job than you. Any single person, I will destroy you again. The same stuff as always. MMT is the gold standard. I mean, it really is. You know, and here's the thing. You know, I was thinking about this today, and frankly, it gets me pissed. Okay? I'm just going to be raw and honest with you. Do you know how tiring it gets to have to deal with the Matthew Bellanys of the world, to deal with the Sean Fennessys of the world, that I literally single-handedly wreck every single time that I start one of these streams? And yet we're the niche, Weber, he's the bad guy. When in reality, the people that know that no one goes harder than MMT. That's why we're the gold standard. But yet, here he is propping up Netflix instead of saying, you're damn right, screw Netflix. Or at least making it a little more of an agreement with Cameron that Netflix is a cancer to theatrical. Because when you go work for them, you have given your soul to streaming. And we can't say that's okay and pretend that Cameron isn't 100% correct for everything he just said. And for that, ladies and gentlemen, I want you out of your seats. I want to have let's go. Everybody's out of their seats here on this Sunday night. This is a standing ovation for you, James Cameron. I don't want to see Avatar 3, but my friend, this is exactly what we want out of our filmmakers. We want you trashing Netflix. We want you saying hell no when it comes to working with Netflix at any time in the future. Please, let's have more Camerons and less Ryan Johnson, who we dragged last week. And he deservedly was dragged last week. By the way, quickly, if you have a comment, come in, give it to me. I'll get to as many as possible here on this Sunday night. I am flying solo. That means I am producing and pushing buttons, doing everything and doing the show. So it takes me a second to get around to it because I'm trying to lay out all the topics, get in my points, and then go there. Yeah, it's live. I don't have four other people to all of a sudden lean on. This is what I do, okay? It's a solo show. I think we're the gold standard for a reason. And have patience tonight. I'll get to as many comments as I can at some point throughout the next hour or so here on this Sunday night. I do want to touch on all of the box office because it is very important. These are big stories. This is not something that was just a Sunday morning. Typically, lately, we've had a lot of these. You know, the morning show is Midnight Movie Money, and we talk about all this, break down the numbers. But I do want to bring this up because it's very important to know that Zootopia 2 destroyed it this weekend with $556 million on the global launch, $400 million of that coming overseas, and China well over $200 million. This is a resurgence for China, and that's great for Hollywood, even if they don't get all of the money, right? China takes more of that cash over there. But either way, it's good for business. I'm not nearly as high on 2 as I was on 1. Zootopia is a much better film than 2. But I still will always be excited to see a film come in and get halfway to $1 billion in 5 days. That we need to celebrate. Now, conversely, we do need to talk about Wicked 2 because this is a triple 1, 2, 3 box office, and we're going to move on to an evaluation. When you look at Wicked Part 2, Wicked for Good, listen, it's ahead of the first, but it's falling faster than the first. That is what is important to note here. And the Wicked fans don't want to hear this, but I am the gold standard for a reason. And we are fair, we're objective, no one's better, and I'm going to tell you what's happening very simply, and you have to understand this is the gospel truth. Do not try to spin it. I am not about it, man. Go back to Bill O'Reilly. Those of you who hate that dude, remember the no spin zone? This is the no spin fucking zone. Do not come in here and tell me what I'm telling you to be verifiable right in front of you with these facts, with these numbers. Don't you dare tell me, well, I don't know. No, it's right here. Let me show you. Look, this is this past weekend. When you look at Wicked, it was down. Can you see this? 57% drop, both domestic and international. Okay. The number is $393 million through 2 weekends, essentially. Now, this is what is the gold standard reporting. Let's look at Wicked 1 year ago. Less at 359, but look at the drops. 39% down on international and only 29% down on domestic. So we're off roughly 30% lower in the second weekend of Wicked than we were the first. Now, granted, the first one made more money. Second one made more money in the opening weekend. But still, a drop of 57% versus 29%. See, this is why when we point things out, it's fair, it's objective, and it's accurate. So do not tell me if you love Ariana Grande, I don't care. Like, do you understand? You cannot have a dog in the fight. You have to report these things and be objective as possible. And that's what makes us the gold standard when it comes to reviews and evaluations coming up here with Eternity. No one in this space carries less of an agenda into the movie than me. No one, okay? And also talent. That's a deadly combination, right? Objective and talented. You can't beat that, okay? Fearless, obviously. These things are right here. The 5-tool movie critic right here, okay? You guys know that from baseball. If you're a 5-tool player, you have all of it in your bag. You've got all the skills. Guess what? That's what we are, okay? Now, let's go to story number 3, the box office. Then we'll do our evaluation of Eternity, a film I like. I think it's A24's most accessible film to date. Running Man is killing Paramount. This is as bad as it gets. When you look at this film, let's pull it up, and I'll show you where we are directly from the Paramount email. Those of you who are saying, well, wait a second. These numbers. No, it's right in front of you. This is from Paramount. They send the email. I get it, and I can show you what the number is. The number is on the global. Do you see? 60.555 million. Do you know what the budget for this film is? As I go to Variety and I zoom in, The Running Man with its $110 million budget. Let me help you with how a film becomes profitable. 2.5x is generally accepted by Hollywood as being the multiple of budget times the number, 2.5, to get to profitability. Let me help you. 110 times 2.5, 175. Excuse me, 275. 175, you would still lose money. 275. 275 million. Can I just show you one more time? Let's go back to do you want to go quickly? Let's go back to the Paramount email. 60.5. Okay, so we're roughly $215 million behind. 250. Did I say 215? I said 215 million. So don't come in here and tell me that this film is not losing Paramount its ass. And this is doing damage to Glenn Powell's career, obviously, because if you can't open a film and continue to have it do well, then that's trouble, right? The cracks. It's like Matt Damon said years ago, you can't have 3 bombs in this town or you're done. And he was saying at one time he was close to that. And that's the reality. Certainly as a leading man, then you got to become a supporting character again. So we shall see, but do not argue with me that Running Man, disastrous, and also not a good movie. There's some people coming in today. My ex went out this morning talking about, by the way, I can't believe I'm saying ex is a tweet now, but whatever. It just makes it easier. When I look at the replies, there's a lot of bias going on, right? Well, Glenn Powell, this and the stop, okay? I like Glenn Powell. I sat with Glenn Powell at the Critics' Choice Awards. Seems like a nice dude, good-looking guy. I called that guy being a star before anybody else. I called him being a star in Everybody Wants Some back in 2013, okay? So do not come into me and tell me that I am objective. Nobody is more so. No one. And that's why we have more authority in the space than anyone. I don't care if we don't have the views, the likes. I don't give a crap. You know how much mediocrity there is in the film space? Do you have any? And that's being kind, mediocrity. There is, frankly, a dearth of even a basic level of talent. It is unbelievable to me. And yet you have the Sean Fennessys of the world and on and on and on. And you just go, what? How? How is this even? Because, listen, in life, there are always going to be people that succeed that have no business ever succeeding. Okay. And there's quite a few of those. There's a lot of examples of that. When you look at, what's that streamer, the one who just went crazy for having the dog and he has the shock collar? That dude, how did that guy ever become anything? He offers no value. That guy is the biggest loser I've almost ever seen ever on a streaming. And that guy's a big deal. This is the thing, right? At the end of the day, you put me in a cage with these guys, I will fucking gut them. It is not a contest. I will destroy them. It'll end up as a one-sided, one-punch TKO over. So don't play with me. At the end of the day, no one can hang in a live stream with me. It's not a contest. It's just not. So here's the deal. I'm as I say this, I'm leading up to this because I need you to understand this. I'm at the point where I'm going to probably step out of movies because it is surrounded by fucking idiots. And I don't want to be involved with this anymore. I enjoy doing it, but I feel like I can do more damage opening the scope up. So I'm just warning you guys, this show will probably exist at some level in some form, but I have a feeling we're going to change tactics soon because I'm not going to be sitting behind in views to Zach Pope, to John Campia. I'm not going to do it. I'm not doing it. I will advance a different way because I'm not going to sit here and pretend that we aren't better than that. No way. I'm not doing it. That's not how I live my life. I'm not about to say, oh, well, it's okay. No, if you have talent in this world, you go get it. You do not sit back and say, well, I'm not sure if. No, I know it. You're confident and you go and you fucking get it. And that's what's going to happen. Because this film space is so minute. It is so niche. And at the end of the day, if I have to, and I'm telling you it's coming soon, I'm going to open the scope up and it's going to be detonation for everybody. I'm not playing around anymore because this is wasting my time. And I've had some of you say that, by the way. Can I just say that real quickly as I come in here? I've had a lot of you come in here and tell me, Weber, why you do this? You're wasting your time. You're so much better than just talking about movies. I know that. You know that. When we did the fires right here in Los Angeles, that was live, okay? For hours I was on. Nobody even did better at that. Like, you see what I'm saying? You don't think that I can do virtually anything in this space? I mean, I'm talking about live streaming. You don't think? Oh, I'll give you a hint. I can. And we're going to do that because ultimately, as much as I love going to the movies, I love talking about it, it will never be a big thing that most people care about. It's a niche thing. And I like it, and it'll be a part of this. But going forward, do not be surprised if down the road you watch, you're like, what's happening? It is what it is. You know, listen, everything in life changes. And honestly, I'm at the point where I think I'm about ready for a change because I am about ready to go out and dominate. I'm not going to play around anymore. I'm just done with it. I'm not even going to be in the I'm not going to be in conversation with a Zach Pope. It's not going to happen. Like, I'm not. Dude, are you kidding me? Like that? Do you know what an insult that is to me? Do you have any idea how insulting that is to me? To even like be mentioned in the same sentence as someone like that. Like, I don't even want to be doing that if that's what we're going to be talking about. Sorry. Listen, I was very close to not even doing the stream tonight. But then I saw Cameron and I said, because you got to understand, you would be frustrated too. Imagine if whatever that you do, and I don't know, all of you do something different, Godspeed to all of you. Here's the reality though. If you know you're good and you know that you can dominate other people and you're not, you're going to be fucking pissed. Okay? If you're the best NBA player in the world and you're over in the China League, you're like, F this shit, I'm going to the NBA. And that's where we're going to go. Not to the NBA because that'd be terrible. Now, beach volleyball, I had a good day today. I was 3-2. I know that doesn't sound great, but at the end of the day, 60% winning clip, this is a win for me. All right, let's do the MMTE of eternity. Hey, listen, we may not get a lot of these MMTEs down the road. I mean, we might, like in the middle of a random stream, talk about other things. There's so much going on in the world, right? Let's talk about that too. How much in the world that's going on that's just like crazy? Like all the stuff that's going on with the people behind the scenes pulling the levers. And I'm at the point now where I have held back and I have not fully voiced the true full throttle opinions that I have. And it might piss some of you off, but at this point, I am never going to live my life for the approval of others. I'm going to say what I believe to be truth, what I believe needs to be done, and that's how you should live too. Because life is too short to even worry about what others think of you, okay? As I just said that, being a little bit frustrated, you understand that. At least I'm honest, right? At least I'm not sitting here feeding you a bunch of bullshit. That's what you get from me. Nobody's more just fucking raw. All right, here we go. MMT of Eternity. It is A24's most accessible film. Let's watch just a bit of the short trailer here.
Hey, sweetie. So, I know this is a lot, but don't worry. I've been doing the research.
Oh, Larry.
What do you mean, Larry?
Yeah, well, a lot has happened in a week. You died. I died. I just been reunited with both of my dead husbands.
You're exactly how I dreamt you.
And I have to pick where to spend eternity.
My client clearly has a very difficult decision to make.
Yeah.
Okay, let's stop. You get the film. Everyone's in the afterlife, and Elizabeth Olsen, listen, America's sweetheart. She has to pick between these two dudes, Miles Teller and the guy who is apparently up for 007. Those are the rumors. And the film takes place in the afterlife mostly, and the two of them are duking it out for her to pick which one that they're going to spend the rest of their lives with in some random land that you get to pick when you go to the afterlife. Okay, there. That's the closest thing to a film threat 17-minute synopsis that I can do. Okay, but I just want to give you some idea without giving it away, because it's a film that I don't want to tell you a lot about, because if I do, it will ruin it. So here's what I'll say about it. It is the most accessible A24 film ever. I cannot think of another A24 film that has really nothing objectionable in it. What do I mean by that? Something just weird, some kind of thing that, conservative America will go, I don't agree with this. It tiptoes up to that edge, but doesn't fully go there, okay? So that's important, because A24, as you may or may not remember, just a few years ago said, hey, we want to become a little bit more of an all-audience studio, not for every film, but we want to start making films that aren't these little niche things that play on 500 screens. Okay, so when you look at Eternity, clearly that is the product of that line of thinking. Let's open up the aperture to all audiences, and this works as a date flick, as I would say almost, not quite, but almost like a faith-based kind of thing, sort of. Although, typical A24, there are a few things that will get you like, wait a second, are we going to do this? And I don't think they do, right? And why do I say that's important? Because if you're going to make it accessible, you better not go somewhere where a lot of people are going to go, okay, I'm not down with that. And I talk about that often, right? When I talk about seeing a movie like Twinless, which I think is one of the best films of the year, if you don't want to see two dudes have pretty much, listen, graphic gay sex, but it's enough where if you're not comfortable with that and you watch Twinless, you're going to come back and go, what the fuck, Weber? I didn't want to see that. And listen, you can have that opinion. That's the thing. I have no problem with you having that opinion, but I need to tell you that. So if you go to see it, you don't come back and go, listen, dude. So when I recommend a Twinless, know that that's there. With this film, you got none of that. And for A24, that's huge progress, because they just seem to not be able to do that over the past 11 plus 12, 13 years they've been in existence. Has a very good heart. It's jovial, right? The spirit is good. And I think, listen, I talk about good heart, and I mean that. A lot of films don't have. They have a dark heart. They turn to just kind of, they feel like kind of, dare I say, gross. But they just don't feel like a very uplifting, good-natured kind of thing. This is that. This has all that. So that is going for it. I also like the twist. There's a smart twist here that I didn't really see coming. Listen, I say a twist, but just, it was nice. Now, that said, without giving it away, because this is very dangerous here as I talk about this, there is a double ending, okay? And it's overlong. Now, if you ask me, How would I fix this? I would tighten the screws, and I'm not sure I'd give you the double ending. So I would, if I get rid of the double ending, then we automatically have a film that comes in at about 1:30. Now, here's why I think if we get rid of the double ending, I might like it more. Do you guys know how I always talk about Up in the Air being such a great film, and why is it what I consider to be, listen, I'm not going to say masterpiece, but for what it is, it's probably the best version of that adaptation that could possibly be. Up in the Air is one of my favorite films of the past decade plus. Look at the finish. It doesn't end with what you expect. And I kind of wish Eternity hadn't either. Now, here's what I'm going to tell you, though, without giving away, because it sounds like I'm giving away, here's what I'm going to tell you, is that if you do that, you're going to piss people off. I have no problem with that. When we wrote our film, which is awesome, the ending is not uplifting. The ending is real. The ending is organic. And that, I think, could have been used here on this film. It doesn't mean I don't like the version I got. I'm just saying I might want to see the darker finish. I don't mean like here comes Art the Clown and someone gets disemboweled. I mean just maybe what you really want, you don't get. There's nothing wrong with that. I think it's undervalued in cinema. You look at La La Land. Why is La La Land one of the best films of the past 10 years? Because of the filmmaking by Damien, but also, let me just be brutally honest, the ending. They don't end up together. That's awesome. I want more of that. I want filmmakers to not hand deliver what the audience expect. Now, you're going to piss people off, but it's okay, because I think that when you take chances like that, a film becomes more memorable because you remember it for not giving you exactly what you expected from it. And for that, I might want to see a different version of this ending, but I give it an 88%. I think you'll like the film. It is a date film. It's an all-audience film. And listen, we need to have these films succeed. It only did like 2,000 per location this weekend. Not great. Not as bad as we've seen some of these films, but certainly not anything to go, hey, look here, right? When you're talking about the number one film at $30,000+, 20 to 40,000, somewhere in there, you're talking about 2,000. You understand what I'm talking about. This is the issue that we have when it comes to cinema right now. These small films are just getting buried. Okay, let's do a trailer watch because I need just a second. I'll get to some comments after we do this. I saw a second of this, and when I saw it, I had not seen it yet. It's been out for a little bit, but I only watched a couple frames and I walked out. So I have not seen it, but I can tell you this. The first little bit of time that I watched Marty Supreme trailer number 2, I was like, I need to watch this movie now.
I have a purpose.
Okay. Let me ask you something. Do you make money at this little table tennis thing?
Not yet.
Do you have a job?
No.
Backhand! Backhand! Forehand!
How do you live?
Well, I live with the confidence if I believe in myself, the money will follow.
And what do you plan to do if this whole dream of yours doesn't work
That
out?
doesn't even enter my consciousness.
Maybe it should.
I love everything about that, right? Gives you a real taste of the film. It's a scene there. You get Paltrow, you get Timmy. Timmy's doing a very arrogant kind of thing. I like this, okay? I've told you that Chalamet has been improving on a film-by-film basis that I've seen throughout his career. Not a fan of his work in Wonka. Huge fan of his work in A Complete Unknown. And I think this is really feeling like this could be the year he wins Best Actor. It's kind of an off, down year. And if he's really great in this, which by all indications he is, then we should be looking at the new Best Actor, the Academy Crowns, coming up here in March. And of course, I'm going to go for a Gen X anthem, one of my favorite songs of all time, Tears for Fears, Everybody Wants to Rule the World. So, of course, I was down with that. As soon as I heard that, I go, I got to step out. I got to watch this live.
My life's falling apart, but I'm going to figure it out.
Do you need help? I could help you.
Everything you see here, by the way, when you look at it from a visual standpoint, is very good-timey, very uncut gemmy. Okay, when you look at the Safdie brothers, clearly only one of them got talent. I'm sorry, I got to be, listen, real. When you look at Smashing Machine, There's nothing exceptional about that film. Not one single element of that film. This, on the other hand, everything I'm seeing is just like, wow, you got the OPN score, right? You've got the cinematography. You got this grounded thing going on. You got the street casting with Mr. Wonderful in it coming up in a minute.
Put your money where your mouth is. 176, 177, 178. The mouse is back, baby. Yeah! Welcome to your life. Mari, I can't support your mother.
You're not gonna have to. Because I'm gonna step up.
Step up.
I'm gonna step up in a way you can't even imagine.
I love it. I love the confidence. Look at this. It's like, hey, this is a version of me, right? I love it. I can't wait. Honestly, I wish this were coming out this week. I've got to wait. A24 is not going to invite me. It's fine. I don't care. A24, fuck off. I honestly don't give a shit. I just gave you a high recommendation for Eternity. I'm not begging for shit. So take your movie and shove it up your ass. I'll see it when it comes out. I don't need anything from you ever again. It never did.
Marty, I'm gonna make you an offer.
I gotta do it completely on my own. It's every man for himself where I come from. That's just how I grew up.
Hey, what are you doing?
I don't think you understand the stakes here. Find that funny?
I get nervous laughter sometimes.
My eyes broke, or is that mouse, baby?
Thank you so much. You're my pop. We believe in you.
Hey, I'll rip that unibrow right off his forehead.
All right, this is all, man. I'm not going to watch another second because here's the deal that we're all going to see it. I'm going to see it. This is over 2 minutes. I've seen enough to know that if this is not in my top 5 films of 2025, I will be flabbergasted. I will not believe that that is what's happening because everything that I'm seeing from this trailer, and by the way, you're asking me, what about the Smashing Machine trailer? Awful. Oh, I looked at that and I was like, this is not going to be good. You could just tell. I just love my favorite part of Smashing Machine is when he rips the foam door in half. You guys remember that? There's the foam door and the Rock tears it in half. It looks like crap. Listen, man, sorry. Only one of the Safdies has talent. Oh, it's so mean. See, this is why A24 doesn't invite me. Because of things like this. Because one of the Safdies will find out that I was trashing Smashing Machine. And I've only said it 1,000 times. Smashing Machine is not an awards film. If I just get one more invite, and actually, the weird thing is right, on my phone, I actually get invites for Smashing Machine FYC events. Smashing Machine is a Razzie film. It's bad. Do not send me another event. Honestly, A24, take it off your schedule of awards. Get rid of it. It's bad. It's not, even Rock isn't good. It's not. There's nothing good about that film. This is what I'm talking about. Gotta agree, wasn't a fan of his work until Dune and Complete Unknown, right? In Dune, he's part of an ensemble, even though, yes, obviously he is the man, the myth, the legend. But yes, he's grown, and it's like anything, man. Guys, I tell you this about this stream. If you go watch early MMT, you're going to see a version of this show that's not anywhere near what you're watching tonight, but it's the same person. That's what you're getting from Timothée Chalamet now as we have extended that career over the past 10 years or so. You start to look at his growth, his maturation, and you're seeing it. And this could be a perfect match of his skill set to the screenplay, to the director. You know, I think that when you look at Good Time, you got Pattinson playing at an all-time level. You look at Uncut Gems, a film I'm not as high on as Good Time. But when you look at Sandler, right, there's something the Safdies, at least one of them, is able to get out of his actors and actresses that I really like. And listen, I can tell you this too. A24 is going all out on this film. A24 has paid to have a blimp fly around Los Angeles. Hold on, I have it here somewhere. Give me a second. Let me go to my X feed. Give me a minute. I'll find it. So I was at the beach today. As you guys know, I play beach volleyball. And I was down there, and I look up, and there's the Marty Supreme blimp again. Now, I got to go back. It was a week ago that I had it. Give me 1 second. I'm going to find it. By the way, I want some love for my new X banner, which is Oscar bait grief porn. That is for Hamnet, and that's my quote there from Midnight Movie Talk. Let's go and find it from last week. I don't send as many tweets now, so it might not be that hard. Isn't this exciting? Weber digs through. Look, it's Weber at the gym. Look, Ohio State beat Michigan. You know, I mean, listen, it's okay. Shirtless picture, forget it. We're not. You guys get angry. Weber. Okay, real quickly, can I just say as we go through Weber's X thing from this week? This was awesome. I did this on on Thanksgiving, I went to the 6th Street Bridge, I want to say it is, here in Los Angeles. Now, you might know this for the bridge they built, and then the copper thief stole all the wiring, so there's no lights. Yes, it's that bridge. This is the one that's in Drive and in so many movies. Guys, I love Drive. You guys know one of my favorite movies of all time. When you're watching that, he goes across the old bridge. They knocked that down. They built this fucker, and it took years, and it's finally been open for like a year and a half, 2 years. And I just got off on Thanksgiving and said, let's check it out. It's right off the 5, which is when I go from Burbank down to Orange County, and I go down the 5, which comes right around by Dodger Stadium. And you know, it's funny. Think of those people out there that say they live in LA and they're not. Like, look, I have proof like every moment that I'm here. Like, right? Look, this is me on the bridge, and I fly out here and take the picture. This is where I am. So look, that was cool. But the copper thieves have stolen the wire. So that's bad. That's me shirtless. Sorry. Guys, I got to do it. Why wouldn't I? Okay, hold on. There's me at the movies. I got to find the blimp. There's me at the gym again. I'm just going to start a gym channel. Forget it. Another gym picture. But I mean, come on, man. When you put work in at the gym like this, you expect I'm going to show pictures. I'm not going to be bashful. Come on, man. Cut me some slack. If you look like that, you do the same thing. This is vintage Weber tonight. I didn't even think. Look, another gym picture. Stop, dude. What the hell? No, honestly, can I just quickly address that? Just quick. That, of course, I'm proud of that. I work hard. Why wouldn't I be? Hopefully it motivates you. That's the point. Oh, look what I found. Look what I found from a week ago. Marty Supreme blimp. I told you guys, there it is. Look, again, I don't lie. Everything I say is true. Marty Supreme, and on the bottom it says, what the hell does it say on the bottom? Dream big. That has been floating around LA. It was up today again. So I don't want to hear everybody, in a few weeks, oh, they didn't do any marketing for Marty Supreme. I've never seen a blimp for a movie. There's never been a movie blimp that I know of. Maybe there was one I missed, but in my time in LA, I don't recall ever seeing an entire blimp dedicated to a movie and then flown all over the place, including all the way down in Orange County, Huntington Beach. What? Not LA. Why are you down in Orange County? That's the thing. This thing's flying all over the place. So if Marty Supreme isn't a huge hit, do not tell me they didn't produce it. They didn't promote it. Don't you dare. If you say that, you'll be bounced from the stream. Okay? Well, I mean, is there anyone in there who needs to be bounced? Help me out. I got no one helping me tonight. So if there has been, I apologize. I haven't bounced them yet. All right, let's do this. I got one more thing I want to show you, then I'm going to I'll get some comments. Here we go. This is back. Let's go back to Netflix. Okay? Let's talk about that. Who's the guy? Who's the gold standard? Me. Who said that Netflix sucks the first? Me. Okay, I don't want to hear someone said, well, Film Threat said that they... first of all, Film Threat, dude, they're like a year late. I've been saying this for well over a year, that Netflix sucks because they have no commitment to theatrical. So, listen, this is from The Wrap, which I always make fun of. But I saw this, and just have a listen to what their sources are telling them about directors not wanting to work with Netflix.
It has an impact. And Alfonso Cuarón made Roma, which, to many was an Oscar frontrunner. It won 3 Oscars. Cuarón won Best Director, but it didn't win Best Picture. And I am hearing the Academy does not really want to reward Netflix with Best Picture because everyone in this industry's livelihood is tied to theatrical.
Yes.
And so, a filmmaker like Cuarón, like Scorsese, kind of sees a limit there. They can get a passion project made in Netflix, but then they can go to Apple and get a theatrical component. And
yes, which is what we've been saying forever. Let's continue just a little bit here.
Scorsese's writing his next film with Leonardo DiCaprio and Jennifer Lawrence. That's at Apple again.
I mean, the funny thing is that Netflix is very big on holding the line on very doctrinaire points of view about the way they run their business, and then they'll change them. So for many years, Netflix absolutely would never run advertising, absolutely would not consider it. And then one day, Wall Street sent a very clear message.
Okay, let me just pause here. The fact that you have your CEO or co-CEO, Ted Sarandos, saying, I don't believe in movie theaters and this and that. What an ego that guy has. Imagine having an ego so big that everyone's telling you, all these directors are like, listen, we're not going to work with you because you don't have any theatrical. And he's like, well, I don't care because I don't value theatrical. Dude, why are you being like that? Like, imagine being Ted Sarandos. Everyone kisses his ass. Ted Sarandos, dude, you are an idiot for not saying, let's pivot and do some movie theaters. Let's do AMC and Regal. I don't want to hear about your little Lemley here in Los Angeles or that random indie theater that's 45 minutes away from your house. Not his house, but your house. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing, is imagine being so obstinate and not saying, okay, I was wrong. Listen, I'm not really the guy to do that often, but I did apologize. Remember when I apologized to everyone for whatever movie that was recently, when I called everyone a shill and then it turns out that the movie was great and or it was awful. And then whatever it was, but I did apologize. But Sarandos is like, nope, I hate movie theaters. I'm not going to put my foot down. He's like, Dad, right? Can I go? No, you're not going. But what about no? That's Sarandos. Like literally like a little petulant child. So Sarandos, what are you doing? Like, listen to what they're talking about. They're saying he just like, well, maybe he's going to change his mind. You should change your mind already, dude.
To knock the stock down, and Netflix really turned on a dime and changed. The people who we've been talking to, I think that their sense is that this is shifting. They also want the exhibitors to be more flexible on their windowing policy and not being so rigid about accepting.
No, time out. Whoa, hold on. Netflix, you don't get to call the fucking shots. What do you not understand about that? You don't get to come in and say, we want a 14-day window. If I'm AMC, I say big middle finger to you. No chance. We're not doing that. You're going to play by our rules. In fact, I told you guys, if I were CEO of AMC, we would have already had windows in place. I would have played hardball 2 years ago with them. 2 years right after Barbenheimer. I would have played hardball with all of the studios immediately following Barbenheimer. I would have said, I want a 45-day window or your films are not playing at AMC. Done. And it would have been done by then. Listen, you guys can say whatever you want about Trump. And listen, if you hate him, listen to me for a second. You got to listen to me. The one thing you can say about that dude, even if I don't love all the policy, when that dude says something, he fucking means it. And let me tell you, if your boy, Adam Aaron, who makes $10+ million a year, would have put his foot down and said what he means 2 years ago, we'd already have this taken care of. So Netflix, no. You don't get to come in and say, we want this window. No way. No, you're out of here. You're fucking out of here. That's the thing is like, how do you even how Netflix, man, your ego is not, dude, we talk about this all the time. Your ego does not match what you produce, okay? Certainly from a cinematic standpoint. And Ryan Johnson, we talked about last week, crying about there's no this and that. You sign with them. You got $100 million, dude. Stop crying. You took the money. You don't get to take the money and then bitch. You got your giant mansion up in the hills, and you don't have theatrical. Live with it. Go cry in your giant pile of cash.
Accepting Netflix movies even as they're going on the streaming service. And as that shifts, and you know what, the exhibitors are going to have to be more flexible because they frankly need the movies. They need the product. They need more in their theaters. And if Warner Brothers goes away as a studio, it's going to be even more pressure on the exhibitors because more than likely there will be fewer releases coming out of.
More than likely. Dude, these are the people that run the rap and they don't understand that if Warner Brothers gets sold to Paramount, there's going to be fewer releases. What did we just see happen with Fox when Disney took over? There's still Fox films, 20th Century, but not nearly as many. The slate is like 1/5. I called that first. This isn't hard. Like, it's amazing to me. These are the insiders, right? The editor-in-chief of the Wrap. And I run circles around these people every Sunday night for years now. And yet these are right, this is the holy grail. Go back to Baloney, whatever his fucking name is, right? This is the guy. Fantasy, this is the guy. Dude, give me a break. This is a joke. Don't give me some false idol. Okay, this is not even worthy of. And the fact that they're talking about the dude, we talk about this forever. I do this every Sunday night, but thank God the editor-in-chief of the Wrap that no one reads is talking about this. Sorry, I wanted to use it because it's saying what I say. They actually talk to the studios. Studios don't talk to me. They know who I am. I've said this a billion times, guys. You don't understand. A24 is fully aware of who I am. Neon is fully aware of who I am. Every single studio in this town is fully aware of who I am because I've had it told to me that if I ever, show up at something that like you can't come. It happened recently with Menzel. Menzel said, "Hey, I'm going to bring Weber." They go, "No, you're not. We don't have any seats." That's fine because I wasn't going to go anyhow. They just invited me to an event coming up this weekend with Pedro Pascal for a movie I like, Sorry Baby. I'm not going. You know why I'm not going? Because I've trashed A24. It's weird. I don't want to go. But here's the thing is, if I like Marty Supreme, I'll love it. I'll say it's good. But I'm not going to kiss A24's ass. A24 is so much about diversity too, right? They would never like, oh, look, it's an older white guy. Fuck off. Seriously, A24, the fact that you even think that is just trash. You're trash people for thinking that. I've never once in my life looked at someone and said, oh, they're better or worse based on the color of their skin or their age. No. Now, maybe I've judged someone harshly for being 75,000 pounds overweight. But that's just because I go to the gym. What do you want? It'd be hypocritical if I were being harsh on people that were 75,000 pounds overweight and I was 75,000 pounds overweight, like most film critics. That would be hypocritical. But the fact that I can run a physique critique segment and the only person in the entire space who can, and frankly, probably on streaming that can, very few people can. But this, I know, listen, there's Weber boasting again, but it's true. Real quick, let's go do this because I want, speaking of Trump, you guys ready? This is going to be a great story. Let Uncle Weber tell you the story about tonight's kit. Okay, on your screen, can you see it? This is tonight's kit. Do you see it? Look, this is the exact same kit, okay? It's Flamengo from Brazil. This is the official, okay? The official kit. Like the one that he wears on the screen is the one I have on. This is the high-end edition. Okay, let me explain to you. Most teams have two versions of their kit. A stadium version, which is cheaper, and then the high-end authentic version. So this is all going to tie into Trump. Give me a second. So I ordered this Flamengo kit from an outfit out of Brazil. And I get it, and I'm like, oh my God, this thing, it's the player fit. This is where I want to be, baby. I look just like that guy, okay? I mean, listen, honestly, if you didn't know and I rolled up, you'd be like, yeah, that's a player. I think I can see him play. He's an older player, but he moves really well for his age. But hold on, we're getting back to Trump. So when I ordered this from Brazil, I get it, and I'm like, oh my God, this kid is unbelievable. Look at this thing. This is my favorite kid ever. And then I got a bill for the tariff. So normally when I buy these kits, they ship them to me and I'm done. I already paid. Well, not now with Trump and his fucking tariffs. When I all of a sudden open up my emails from FedEx, like, you owe $75. I'm like, $75? This thing was already like $140. I paid $140 for this shit. And they go, nope, you owe $75 because Brazil has a tariff. So if anyone hates Trump, it's me for this kit tonight. So don't tell me I'm biased. This kit's going to end up costing me over $200. Damn, man. I mean, it fits like a fucking on rails, right? What's that line from Pretty Woman? She's like, it handles like it's on rails. This thing fits. It's like laser cut for me. My physique is an athletic player cut. It is. If you put one of the other film Twitter people in this, the seams would rip. Okay, the gut would extend, and in fact, actually, what would probably happen is the sponsor would be all distorted because it would pop out and it'd be cracked because it wouldn't fit because they're fat. This is the stream we're going to do more often. Do you see? This has nothing to do with movies. I'm talking about kits and tariffs and how it all affects me. Come on, man. So that's why I do not like Trump. Because it cost me more for this damn kit. Tariffs are killing the economy. Trump is such a doofus and has no economic sense. John, let me defend Trump, okay? Don't get angry with me, everybody. Here's the deal. Obviously, if we have a trade imbalance, listen, don't get me started talking. This is why if we do a stream, it's going to be more of like talking about hot chicks and some random things. It's not going to be like talking about tariffs. This is the bare minimum that I understand. Is that we have a trade imbalance, right? So they put a fee on all of our shit that comes in there, whatever we still make, like nothing. But when we get their stuff, we don't hammer them too. So he's just trying to make it even, okay? Now, again, I owe $75 to FedEx that I never expected. Not 5 or 10. Guys, not 5 or 10. Hold on, I'm going to find it out of my email so you guys understand. That I owe $75. And I was like, what? $75. The kit was almost $75. Hold on, I'm gonna find it. Wait, here it is. 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 Look. Hold on. Look. Oh, I was wrong. By the way, it's more than that. This is how much I owe right now. You guys ready? Look. I owe $81.16. See? So this kit, if I do the math, it was like 140 plus 80. Holy shit. I owe 220 on this $200. Oh my God. What am I doing with my life? But just seriously, now you know why we're starting to do a new stream. Because we need more viewers and I need more money because these kits are killing me. And you guys don't even care. You literally don't. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. You got all these other people like Stuckman in here wearing a black t-shirt he got at Target. And I'm in here wearing my authentic Flamengo kit. They just won the Libertadores or whatever you say, however you pronounce it. They just won the big tournament there for all of South America. And you don't care. I owe $81 in tariff fees. And you all laughing at me right now. No, you don't. No, you don't, Omega Swiper. You don't care. Exactly, Graybill. That's what I'm saying, man. This kit's like $220. And the stream doesn't attract nearly enough attention to pay for a $220 thing. You got to listen. Joe Rogan doesn't wear a $220 jersey on his fucking show, and he makes a lot more money than me. So I got to get things right. That's why we're going to start doing a show where we just show hot chicks and say, is she hot or not? That's what we'll do. I swear to God, I'll dumb it down as much as possible. We'll get everybody in and I'll just let it pull up a face and go, is she cute? Yes or no? Everyone vote. Yes. Okay. Let's move her into the semifinals. We'll just pull up and then we'll do dudes because I told you guys, I have plenty of guys I think are good looking. Look, Brad Pitt, maybe number one, way up there. Right. So it's not just about, but I just want to, maybe we'll just do goof shits like that. Because the movie stuff ain't working. You seem to enjoy me talking about my $220 kit I just bought. I can't believe I owe $81. This is crazy. I really should have Sydney Sweeney on. No, Grace Randolph, definitely listen. She makes way more money than I do at this. And it's fine. It's shits and giggles. But the point is why not try to go bigger? Why not try to just literally, like I said, we really should just do a stream every time, Coach, to your point, when you talk about any kind of, or excuse me, Mount Fillmore, when you look at Sydney Sweeney, just talk about anything. Look at her. Oh my God, the body. In fact, you know what? Screw it. Since we're doing our new thing here tonight, let's look at Elizabeth Olsen and check her out because hey, we just reviewed the movie. So let's hold on, Elizabeth Olsen. Let's see if we can find her like wearing something skimpy. No, Weber, you're such a fucking asshole. Too bad, man. I'll do what I want. She's married. I don't care. She can still be hot and married. Stop. Why do I have to play your games? All these rules. Yeah, what are the rules gotten me? Nothing. They've gotten me the same readership as the Rap. I want to be better than the Rap, for fuck's sake. Don't you? That should be our new standard. That should be our new thing. Be better than the Rap. Forget be better than the Gap. I think it's that. Tonight, I want some love for coining the new phrase that's going to go wild in Hollywood. Be better than the Rap. Hold on, let's put in. Where's my boy with his 5 strands of hair? Where's my boy from the Rap with his 5 strands of hair? You know what I'm talking about, right? I told you guys. The guy who has 5 strands of hair and he pulls it over across the front and he's totally bald and he's like a fucking loudmouth, liberal as hell, bitch. Dude, you're nobody, buddy. I destroy you every day. No, seriously, every day. Like, if it's you and me, like, we walk into a room, they're like, who the fuck is this schmuck over here? That's you. You're the fucking schmuck, not me. I'm the fucking king, baby. Don't forget that. So go back and write to your Rap. Be better than the Rap. No one cares about the Rap. Literally no one. I don't even think anyone in Hollywood reads the Rap, for God's sake. I know you don't read it. Okay, look, here it is. This is great. This is Elizabeth Olsen's best red carpet looks ever. Here we go, guys. Let's have some fun with this. I mean, at this point, I'm allowed to do whatever I want. I told you guys we're going more mainstream. This is our effort there she is. She's absolutely adorable. Can I tell you the story? No, I'm not going to tell you the story again. Just quickly, the shortest version. Watch this. This is really short from my boy Ken Murray, who's heard it 50 times. Everybody's heard this story. I go to an FYC event. She's there. We end up talking for like a half an hour. No, okay, 10 minutes. But she was totally like into the conversation. It wasn't an act. She is an actress, but I don't believe so. She called me Robert Downey Jr.'s doppelganger. These are exact words. Ask her. If you ever see Elizabeth Olsen, say, did you ever meet Robert Downey Jr.'s doppelganger. And she'll be like, yes, at the pool, at the Beverly Hilton. That's what she'll say. Look, I mean, a vision in white. We have a vision in red. We have a vision in black. Another black. Blue. I'm not really a fan of that one. Those are some 90s shoulder pads right there. She could play linebacker. And black again, very oversized. Not into the oversized thing. It doesn't show off her body. She's got a banging body. Oh, dude. That's the thing is, Elizabeth Olsen, can we just give you a little bit of advice here tonight? Lean into that. You could be Sydney Sweeney with talent. That's gold, baby. That's why we're the gold standard. Elizabeth Olsen, she could be. She's got more talent. There she is. Any more? Oh, what's she wearing? A robe? What is that, a night? What is that thing? That's like what you wear, like a Snuggie. She's wearing a Snuggie at the Critics' Choice Awards. I don't remember. I saw her there one year. And white. I mean, that's not the look. This, whatever's going on there, the bangs, everything. But yeah, listen, she's America's sweetheart, everybody. Come on. Did her sisters ever get back in Hollywood? Or, well, who knows? I mean, Hollywood's messed up. We know that, right? I mean, every star knows that. They know of stuff that happens in this town that you and I will never know. We've heard stories, we've heard rumors, but you and I both know that there's a lot of weird shit that goes down in this town. I always forget that when I talk about this stuff, right? You think these are normal people. Most of them aren't. I'm very normal comparatively to these people that are in Hollywood, a lot of them. But I don't know what happened to the sisters. Obviously, Full House, huge hit. They made a ton of cash. They did some shows for Disney or some movies, right? Didn't they? And then she comes out of nowhere kind of and becomes the actress. And obviously, Avengers helped tremendously with that. But, you know, she's still doing films. Look, she's doing Eternity. She's well cast. I think there's times in this movie, I forgot to mention this when I was talking about Eternity. There's times in Eternity where I feel like she's going a little too hard. And I would probably tell her to kind of back off a little bit. She's doing a little too much. And, you know, listen, that's always a note. Listen, it can be a note for the stream. Sometimes I go too hard, too fast. Slow down. Stop. Okay. But as an actor, you don't want to do that. And I think in Eternity, I see a few times where I'm like, okay, let's kind of scale that back just a little bit. That's it. Nothing major. Nothing like, oh my God. They probably are billionaires, all eight. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't doubt it at this point because they make so much money from the syndication of that show alone, right? Full House has been in syndication for how many years now? For 20 years? You know how much money that is? Was it sold to like a streaming service? That's more cash. Like every day they wake up, there's more cash. Another check has arrived in the Venmo from royalties, from the shows, from Full House alone, right? And those Disney movies, anything that they've been in. I mean, look, first of all, Elizabeth Olsen gets paid a fortune from all the Avengers movies. Same thing. She gets a cut of that. Her agent definitely got her that. So when you look at them, they're definitely not hurting for money. Let's do the Comment Bless closeout here on this Sunday night, and then we're out of here. I'm going to get back to tonight's song because it is one of my favorites. Oh, by the way, I really, honestly, am going to have a hard time sleeping tonight thinking about how much money I owe for this kit in addition to what I already paid. I didn't even think about it until tonight. You ever had that where you're like putting something off, you don't think about it, then all of a sudden you're reminded and you're like, oh shit, man, really? I still owe $80.16? Was it that? Whatever it was. That's a lot of money. The most expensive kit I've ever had in my life. I mean, most of them cost, you know, who knows? Let me see if I have. Let me grab one off the rack. I got the rack right here. Okay, let's see. Let's just randomly grab a kit. Okay, here we go. So here we go. Here we go. Summer's gone and winter's in your eyes. Simple minds see the light. Okay, so this is Arsenal third kit. I know it's crazy, but I love it because, again, it's authentic. Can you see this? There's the authentic patch right there. The fabric is called Heat Ready. It says right there. This is the real deal. By the way, if you're asking me how do you tell a real one, first of all, first thing you're going to look for is you're going to go in here along the side and you're going to look for the tag, which is right here. It's got to say Adidas. A lot of times it doesn't, okay? Then inside the neck, there's a little tag. So I know how to spot a fake. This is the real deal. So this one, I think I ordered from the UK. I want to say this one cost me $75 because I got it on clearance because it's so crazy that most people didn't want to buy it. But it's the real one, right? Look, you've got the patch there. from the Premier League. I've got the sponsor patch. So, yeah, 75. You know, it just depends. Hold on one more. Let me grab one more. It's random here. Oh, here's one. Here we go. Come on, bring it. Let me turn this up a little bit. Hold on. Cause nothing takes your place. Nottingham Forest. From like 3 seasons ago. This is their third. This is the one they won promotion in. This cost me a lot because it's a rare kit. I got the patches on there. Did you see the patches? These are the league patches. I don't mess around, bro. They're only real, authentic. The most expensive outfits in all of streaming right here on MMT. I wish the views warranted that. Alas, so be it. Dude, love this fucking track. Summer's coming, I can't tell you lies. We get back all the way back to the beginning and I'll get a couple comments that I missed. I'm too proud to cry. By the way, there's a delay, so I'm actually singing with the words, but I think with StreamYard, there's like a delay, so it sounds like I'm off. It's not my fault. I can't fix it. I'm sorry. I would like to fix it, but if you think I'm like, he's just off, I'm right with it in my ears. It doesn't sound like it. But it is. All right, let's see. I'll go all the way back to the beginning. Jeff, by the way, thank you for being a new member. I really appreciate it. Get ready. Get ready. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hold on. I love it, Jeff. Thank you. I mean, at the end of the day, we are the gold standard. And when we go and open up the scope, it's going to get crazy. Because I'm not just going to talk about movies. We're going to start talking about everything. I might even discuss things like the horrendous shit going on around the world. And I'll riff on that. And I mean that like in a positive way. In that these things need to be said. I've talked about this before. Oh, I didn't roast one more person. Sorry, I'm roasting one more person tonight. My bad. Let me get it. Give me 1 second. I'm going to roast one more person. I haven't done it yet. Here we go. Let me roast. I thought we were done. We're not done. Sorry, I got to roast one more person. You guys ready? Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to rip on Simu Liu. I think that's how you say it, right? Dude from Shang-Chi and other films. But listen, you guys know what I say all the time. If I'm running a studio, I am not making a film for representation. It's never happening. It will never be greenlit. I will greenlit only a good film. End of discussion. That's it. There's nothing more to say about it. So the fact that he's out here saying, put some Asians in literally anything right now, the amount of backslide in our representation on screen is fucking appalling. Studios think we are risky. First of all, I would never greenlight or not greenlight a film because of Asian representation. Right? So the fact that he thinks that that's how the world should work, that because of your racial makeup, that you deserve a leg up, I don't think so, buddy. You are good at what you do, and that's it. I don't care what your racial makeup is. I don't care that you are Asian. I don't care that I'm white. It doesn't matter. It doesn't enter into the equation. So I'm going to make the movie that's good. I'm not going to make the movie because you think I need representation. And if we had people in Hollywood who actually talk like I'm talking right now and said that in front of a bunch of people with no fear of repercussions, when Hollywood Reporter and THR, did you say this? Yes, I said that, because we're not making a movie for representation ever again. We're going to make a movie that's good, and if it has representation, awesome. But we're not going to force it. That's what people don't like. So, dude, imagine, how about this? And granted, you're going to say, well, he's a white guy, so he's already represented. No, let's not do that. Imagine if I said that. We need to have more white people. No, I wouldn't say that. I would never say that. You make good movies. So you don't get to say that either, Simu Liu. And literally, this guy's like so fucking, dude, shut up. Like some of these stars need to shut up. Pedro Pascal talking about trans stuff. Shut up. I know your sister's trans. We don't need you talking about that. Just be quiet. You are not a podcast host. You are not doing that. You are an actor. Stop. We need people that say that. And that's what I'm going to do. When we start doing this new stream, it's going to be a lot like what I'm doing right now. Because I'm not going to hold back. I'm not going to sit here and pretend we're doing that shit anymore. I'm not doing it. I'm never going to be ever on the end of someone getting hired or fired because of their race, religion, sex, creed, whatever. Doesn't matter. They're good or they're not. That's what we're doing. And that's how it's always going to go. So back of the line. If you're good, come up to the front. If you're not, we don't care. Get out of here. Doesn't matter to me. We're only looking for good talent, good stories. And if that happens to be Minari, awesome. Happens to be Return to Seoul, love. Happens to be Parasite, oh my God. That happens to be insert any film that I've loved, Decision to Leave. My favorite film of the year, No Other Choice. Asian representation. Did I, during No Other Choice, say that this film is good because it has Asian representation? I would hope you would, if you see me out in public, punch me in the face if I ever said that. I would have no problem with that. Why'd you punch me? You just said that movie was good because it had Asian representation. Bam! What the fuck? Stop doing that shit. What are you doing? Stop. That wasn't even part of it. Just say the movie's good. Why are you talking about that? When I watch Return the Soul, I'm watching a story about a human being. These people just are weird, man. They're just messed up. Don't be like that. Seriously. One thing as I get ready to pay my taxes on the kit tonight. Do not be like that. Value everyone the same. Unless they're 75,000 pounds and you think they should hit the gym. I can't lie. I mean, listen, do you guys think that I wake up every day and just say, I'm not going to go to the gym? I'm not going to try to manage what I eat today in a reasonable way? By no means do I starve myself. I don't eat rice cakes and stuff. But the point is you have to do the work. You have to do the work and you earn the work. So Simu Liu, go out and earn it. Write something awesome. Stop bitching and go out and do it. Because I'm not going to hold you back because of your race. I'm going to hold you back because your story's not good enough. That's how we're going to do it. And the moment we get people in this town who talk like I just talked and have no fear of what they just said, we are going to actually get somewhere. So let's hope it happens. I don't know how optimistic I am, but that's the reality of it. Peace for being here. Peace out. Peace to all of you. Love you. I'm going to go pay my tax on the kit. We'll be back here sometime in the near future. Maybe even on Tuesday with a new show, a new version. Just no movies. Or whatever I'm feeling like, right? Weber Rails. This one may just call it that. It is what it is. It's our channel, my channel. We're good. Love you guys. Peace out. Enjoy the rest of your week.